there has been a lot of bad news about Josephine County Commissioner Simon Hare. There was the texting scandal and all the rest of it, and then there's the Dimmick Tower scandal that we were talking about the other day. And yet there's actually some unfair coverage of the commissioner, too. And you want to take us through what you think of as some of the unfair coverage? Because I watched the latest video you have on this, on Bad County.
Right, and our goal is we're supposed to tell the truth, even if nobody else does, and it doesn't matter which way it cuts. If we've got the facts, we're going to tell you what they are. And in this case, badcounty.com, me and Mike Jones, we went to the taking the oath of office where Simon Hare was there, and we set up 2 cameras so that we could see the audience, because we heard there might be something going on in the audience. There wasn't, and could see Simon Hare. And Channel 12, KDRV, Randa Gore, she seems like a very nice person, she was also there. And, well, maybe she was there. Perhaps she attended some other kind of meeting, because her story was centered on the fact, according to Channel 12, that when Simon Hare walked forward to take the oath of office, whether you like the guy or not, that there was silence in the audience, that they were kind of teaching him a lesson, that it was a silent protest.
Yeah, this had to do, in connection with the other problems that he had late last year, right? And that was pretty much
the interpretation.
And this is how it's almost like it was portrayed. And I saw the report. It's almost as if it was portrayed as an auditory shunning, right?
That's exactly right. And what they said was, now keep in mind, this wasn't a small part of this was the story, okay? And they said the crowd applauded each elected official as they approached to take the oath of office, but it was a very different story when Simon Hare's name was called.
And by the way, I have this video up on my blog on KMED.com, too.
Good.
I embedded your post there. And they said, and it was a very different thing when Simon Hare went up there, and then they have video of him walking up there, and everybody's silent. And so we're thinking, ooh, boy, they're telling him what they're thinking of Simon Hare.
And if you don't get the point, they even say, yep, that you hear right there, that is a silent protest. This is the wording. And then she went on to say a very awkward moment of silence, to say the least, and here's my favorite part, if you were there. You know what? We were there, and that's a totally fabricated story.
Yeah, at least from what I saw, because you put the video of all the people going up to the swearing-in ceremony, and it was silent before everybody going up there. Was it not?
Was the crowd silently protesting Dave Daniel and Wally Hicks that everybody was getting the silent treatment? No, and this is no mistake. I mean, you come back from one of these events, and as soon as I heard what they were, wait a minute. And so Mike and I both, he went to his, I went to my computer, we played it back, and hey, that same thing happened to everybody. So she's got her videotape to look at. I use names. I know some people, you have to mention a name. Yes. So Randa Gore, she's had to have looked at her videotape. You can't edit it otherwise. And there, it shows that the preconceived notion that they had about the story.
Well, yeah, you're seeing what you want or what you expect to see. And of course, I'm wondering if perhaps the television cameras were only there just for Simon Hare, and they didn't realize that everybody else was being treated the same way.
She was right behind me. No.
She was, okay. So she was there with you. Okay.
Yeah, right.
All right.
She was, in fact, you can see the top of my head and part of hers, and boy, it looks great.
Okay.
The thing is that it's bad enough if we go to a county commissioners meeting and here's the chair making up things, just reading from a piece of paper, and it's not on that piece of paper. And then Simon Hare saying, well, I never really, my friends say, no, my friends would never say I was driving drunk, right? Thanks, until you kill somebody. And then Keith Heck saying, you're putting words in my mouth. I never said that. And trying to get other county employees to back him up.
And so you have had that kind of coverage on badcounty.com for a long time, and it's been great. It's been quite a service. And I know not everybody's really happy that you do this sometime, but this is also showing, though, that you're being fair about this because that's not what happened with Simon Hare. And so any of the local media that's trying to say that he was being shunned out there, that wasn't the case at all. And I think they were just seeing what they wanted to see, because the more interesting story, or I suppose the more fun story, is, ooh, Simon Hare thrown under the bus by the people again at the swearing-in ceremonies, right?
You know, if so, it's a great story. All that you want to do to get that great story is just don't let the facts get in the way, guys.
I suppose so. Well, I appreciate you bringing it to our attention, because I saw that report and I was thinking, boy, if I didn't know any otherwise, I would think that was what happened. It's like, oh, boy, people were even silent for him at his swearing in.
You know, we need to tell the truth, especially for media.
And you have to tell the truth, even if it's not necessarily the story you want to share, because you may not like a politician, or you like this guy and you're going to try to throw this person a bone or not throw a bone. The idea is, here's what happened, okay?
That's right.
And that's what you do over there.
That's what we do over here.
We appreciate that. Anything else going on with Bath County? Any meetings today that you're going to go attend?
Yeah, well, I intend to go to the weekly business session today, and I will tell them what we found. And they're not going to be able to process this. It's going to be cognitive dissonance. Wait, no, I know.
Wait a minute. Dale Matthews is saying that we didn't screw up, that we didn't do something wrong this time, right?
That's right.
Well, you got to start the day off with a man bites dog kind of story, and you did, okay? All right?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you sharing that with us. Thanks, Dale. Dale Matthews, once again, badcounty.com. Be well, okay?
Thank you.
All right. 20 minutes after 8 at FM 106.7 and AM 1440 KMED. What do you think about that? That works. It's good to know the truth.